Hello and welcome back. This is day 152 of streaming every single day. Sorry for being a little bit late today. And this is art stream number 34. Today I'd like to work on more of our novel characters. And as you may have noticed, I did end up finishing this off stream this morning. I kind of sort of stayed up to do it, but it was fun. I got a lot of it done. The twins are finished now. I just need to move them over. Oh, yeah, I was cringing so hard at myself. I don't know if you guys read the descriptions of, the videos, but, when I was going back, I was like, I came back to my desk after the stream, I was like, what am I looking at? I'm like, there aren't 13 inches in a foot. I'm like, so why are there 13? And I had to go double check. I feel like an idiot. I had to go double check, look up on the internet, look what a ruler looks like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've really done it again, haven't I? Oh my gosh. It was so annoying. I look at it and I'm like, yeah, the 12th inch counts as the next foot. So I went back and changed that. The two options I had were to either shrink my characters, which I did not want to do, and otherwise I could just make the space in between each inch bigger. So that is exactly what I did, and I copied it all the way up, went through the whole thing all over again, and we're still at, I think 8 feet? I didn't count it again. Yeah, we're at 8 feet again, but we had to trim stuff up a bit. I added a floor to this so I can tell when I'm sliding them over, and I need to ensure that they're above this blue line. Yes, there's a little bit of the aliasing down here or whatever, but make sure they're above that line so I know that they're standing on the right level. And yeah, I also realized I made a big mistake because I wanted this to kind of be like official art for the story or whatever, but I realized it's gonna be really hard to make it as official art now because I drew it so small. Sure, this is a 1920 by 1080 dimensions, but the thing is, if I drew them taking up the full size of the picture, then they wouldn't be lower quality. But since I drew them in this smaller frame, now it's gonna be really hard. I'm gonna have to either redraw it or upscale it and then like redraw it again essentially still. So it's gonna be interesting. I think that by the next time I end up redrawing them in this exact pose, I'm probably gonna be different with my art skills, art level. So that part is good, but yeah, that was a quite a ride this morning to realize that I had to change a bunch of stuff. Um, we got everything done in a pretty timely manner, though. I'm really happy with it, the way it turned out. We just gotta move it over now. I put it in its own folder now. I can move it over safely without messing anything up because I know exactly what point they'd have to be. Right there. As I made the floor. Check again real quick. Up, down, yep. Right there. It doesn't cut off the fingers on the side, so that's good. Oh. Okay, the first two done. Keep doing that. And now we can hide the twins from this. I have that symmetry ruler just in case if we need to do that over here again, but I actually only had it for the twins. Even though I did have to turn off the symmetry for a lot of stuff, it still helped with the main body. Because I like them to kind of mimic or mirror each other's poses, if possible. I also really like having the idea of, like, this right side. At first it was just gonna be like, okay, I'll just have this one ruler right here. But then I was like, actually, why don't I just make this like the station, like the crafting station, essentially. And then I'll just slide them over when I'm done. And that's been actually working really well for me. And I actually have no idea if I'm ever going to have a character that's over 8 feet tall, so it might be a little bit much to have 8 feet as a maximum on this art scale chart. I recommend maybe 6 or 7 feet as a max, especially for like anime. Unless you do have someone that's like over 8 or 9 feet tall. It's just, you're gonna have a lot of extra inches in between and stuff. And I don't know if everyone else is super hyper focused or fixated on like, the exact measurements. Because I've been writing my story very particularly, very specific ways. Very specific about all the details and everything too. So I have been very particular about that. I'm not gonna go crazy and put every centimeter in that line, though. That would be insane. I'm just gonna roughly estimate where I think it would be. Which one was that? Okay, that's that one. That's right, so I separated those in here, but I gotta put them back in here now. Okay. I think I had... yeah. Okay, that makes sense. We're gonna hide the twins now, though, since we're done with those. And then we have... who should we do next, guys? We haven't done the cousins or the siblings over in the top left before. We haven't drawn their full outfit yet. Also, hello Sanic and hello Rio. Hope you guys are well. Did you guys have a good day today? You know what, maybe we should do Kudza next. Or maybe... you know, I could do Snow Fox next, since that one's really simple. Let me find this. He's a really, really, really simple one, as everyone would kind of probably assume. There you are. Just grab him out of the folder real quick. There he is. Cute little Snow Fox. He's actually one of the founding characters to the story. It's kind of where it started, actually, yeah. I wonder if I should have moved them all the way over there so I can see, like, the height comparison as I'm drawing it. Move them over here. I put them under a folder called Finished. Just like that. It's kind of hard though. I think it's not lining up exactly where it was. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna dim these two a little bit. Okay. Wonder if I should use the symmetry for this. His look is really hard to get sometimes for me. This is a very specific look I like with the fox. I want it to look like he's like lifting his paw up right here. I draw him in a number of styles, and I kind of wanted to keep him in the original style that I drew him in. Which would be the one you're seeing on the left of the line. Otherwise I can go semi-realistic. Little toes real quick. There we go. Snow Fox for sure is one of my favorites to draw. Just because he's so simple. And yes, despite being called Snow Fox and being an Arctic fox that's all white, I still draw this little pattern on his tail. It's like this black zigzag line across his tail. Like what would usually separate the white on a fox's tail from the orange. People usually do it for that, but I still like to have like a dark gray or a black line on his tail that does that. Regardless of him being an Arctic fox. I don't like giving him too much of that kind of face shape right there. I like giving him this kind of shape. I like the idea of him being able to like express emotion through his eyes and eyebrows rather than a mouth. I have him like turning his head a little bit. Looks a little bit like a bear with that nose right there. Let me trim it away a little bit. The ears are very specific. Yeah, like that. It's very hard to draw his ears accurately to what I picture. Like, I picture his ears being a huge form of his expression. Ear is almost not right. This one. The other one's okay. The thing about this part doesn't look right, though. I think his head's a little bit too big. Move his eyes a little bit. Let's see. One would be about a foot when standing. His head should reach that naturally. And for that to happen, it'd have to be about that-ish. Right here about. It'd be really hard though, because when he puts his head straight, definitely wouldn't reach that normally. And his ears add another extra height to him too. That's why you don't count his ears for the measuring. Snow Fox has his own separate backstory that I made years ago. I will eventually tell the story, but not yet. You know, one thing I've been noticing in story creation is, the characters that you really like, or rather, this doesn't apply to everything, but for me, I've noticed that the characters I put all this time and effort into thinking about and making just right, those characters that I had planned to be like kind of the main focus, those that I plan are main focus end up being more on the back burner, and those that I had not even planned on being in the story that I end up adding later on end up becoming really likable characters for me. I don't know if that happens to everyone, but it's crazy how that happens. It's actually insane to me. You put all this effort into writing this one story, but then you have this one niche story that you're like, you know what, I like that one a lot more. It's like, bruh, oh my gosh. It's crazy. There we go, that's the signature look right there. Much better. This is a mashup between my favorite realism styles, anime style, and chibi style. I know there's something up with it still, but let me turn this head a little bit. I think that may fix it. Perhaps center it better. So I can actually see what is going on here. There we go. I think by default he doesn't have eyebrows. I think that makes him look cuter. The second you give him eyebrows, he looks like... I guess it's not cute, but like even that's cute. Okay, it's still cute, but... Let's give it him eyebrows for the sake of expression this time around. His head is up more, that's why it doesn't have this signature like shape right here. Almost hexagon-ish. At the bottom half of them. Put Snow Fox in here again. I literally only have one layer for this whole thing. That's what I love about this character though, honestly. He's a very easy character to draw. Not stressful to draw at all. No crazy details. Just a stylized creature. Well, in this case it's a Arctic fox, but still sort of a creature in a way. Can't say why, but there we go. Alright, we can hide Snow Fox from that folder now. There, we can make those the same transparency now. Also, guys, I really recommend having like one solid color for your line art. Or your sketches too. Like, I have a blue for sketching, and then I have this brownish red for line art. Once I figured out the color that I like or resonate with the most when it comes to like line art and sketching, it's helped me. I think it's definitely improved me with my artwork because everything can be one solid color then, rather than having to bounce between multiple different ones. I don't know if every artist goes through that, but like I've had pages filled with different line art or different colored line art, on the same digital art piece, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I think it's fine for stylized stuff, especially like watercolor. Like, I really love watercolor stuff. Oh, I just realized I never got the full. What is it? What would his be? Let's just like that, I guess. He'd probably be 1'4", 1'3", for when he's standing and counting his ears. He's honestly probably just below a foot with his head alone. Unless he's sitting, then he's definitely 1 foot, I think. But yeah, no, like, I think that it actually helps to have a line art color that you go to the most. This brown color for me is like soothing and it's easy to look at. It doesn't hurt my eyes. The red here is a little bit jarring for my eyes, but especially seeing the red and the blue right next to each other. Okay, so who should we work on next? No, I just realized this one back here doesn't have a name. I don't know yet. All the others have a name, though. I would say we could work on Alfina next, but I don't know. This outfit is not the outfit I'd be using. That was like an old idea. Hmm. Sea King is a little bit complicated. I will certainly need the symmetry ruler for that one. Well, actually, I know I didn't use it originally. I copied and pasted certain parts from one side onto the other side and had to reimagine it with the pose. So I wonder what pose I'm going to do for him in this one. Whatever pose I choose, I'm going to have to redraw it in a higher quality photo eventually as like official art for the story. Or promo material, probably. So I have to make sure it looks good, too. Pose-wise, at least. Because I know when you zoom in on these, it's not going to look great. This is just for the sake of the scaling of it all. Yeah, I should probably do Alfie when she's younger. She was 7 when she met the twins. And they're also really young. Oh, that works. Alfie is the same height as them. Works for me. While there is some information I can remember off the top of my head, I also have like my own worksheet and everything with all the information that I wrote on my characters. A lot of them are actually around the same height, but that's mostly when they're older. I drew the twins when they're younger here, but the original photo I drew them was in their older age. That's why his shorts look normal here. see here. What was I doing next? Okay, so I can turn the ruler off, but I'm going to put it on this layer. I think I'm going to do Alfie next, which is going to be really hard because I don't remember what I planned on her wearing originally. I want to make sure they have similar head sizes, so I might bring them over a little bit closer. Let's see, I think she should be smaller though, considering this whole timing. Alfie meaning. She was always kind of small. Make her about like here. Two nine. There has to be some level of difference between her and the twins. And no, not just a centimeter like the twins themselves, but wrong layer. I think I will need this part on. This on for this part. Let's see. Okay. Got the basis. This pose done. I think we can remove everything else and kind of decide how it's gonna look. And let's still do this because we can see then if it's lining up or not. We're gonna have to rotate arms down. So we're gonna do this now. No longer aligns, as you guys can see. I'm gonna make sure that does. There we go. This one I'm gonna turn this off. I don't think I'm gonna do this pose, actually. It's gonna be very asymmetrical then, but it will be okay. It's just gonna be really hard to do. I'm gonna have to change a lot of this. When I say a lot, I mean all of it. There we go. I can't even have it on for this part, man, that really stinks. This part I might be able to do from here. And that's about it that I can do with that. He is very skinny and frail. You have to keep that in mind. Okay, so just fix this then. Oh, no. Okay. Not sure what position to draw her hand in though. No, it looks doesn't look like the right pose. For context, Alfina is one of many orphans in the story. Coincidentally, the twins were also orphans at one point. But not by the same way that everyone else is. I can't believe I'm making this story a thing. It's insane. Still remember what I thought of the story years ago. First first novel idea I had. Before I was really too into anime. So it's kind of just like a novel idea, but I can definitely see it being an anime. So when I say novel though now, I mean it's gonna be a light novel, but in its own way it's still gonna be a novel. If that makes any sense. Like it's a light novel in the way that it is. It could classify as one. But with how long it could be, I don't know how long it's going to be yet, but I have a feeling it could get long. And I'd prefer to keep it in one book, so I have a feeling that that would kind of classify as just a novel rather than a light novel. Now I have to decide what kind of attire she gets, and I don't want to make her wear the same thing as the twins, but perhaps I could. Essentially, she's taken as a prodigy under, the Sea King. The other two, the two twins are here for work. But they end up being treated as if they're also family of the king. The Sea King is one of the nicer rulers in the story. Can't say the same for all the other ones. I feel like I need to change something about this proportion though. Perhaps make her bigger altogether. Oh, let me turn the thing back on to make sure that it's lined up. Let me do this. Cancel. Or, what the heck was that? Why is it not highlighting what it needs to highlight? I think I should make her a little bit taller. Just to match. Check that other line right here. More or less the right height. Alright then. We got that. Oh, bruh. There we go. Is that too close? All the others kind of just are close to the line. Yours kind of, like, what's the word, impedes on it? So I'm gonna try to... Oh, that's not the same on the... Oh my... I'm gonna do this. I'll get really close to it though, so let me... this off again. I do like the aliasing part, like, under here. Isn't this what I already had though? Like... This is not lined up at all. Let me... Oh no! My goodness. So I guess it's not gonna work for this one because we gotta... We should have waited to move it around and stuff. So now it's gonna be really difficult to do like the hair and eyes and stuff. Well, actually the hair is not symmetrical. Or a little bit isn't. The back part is, I guess, but... Okay, so how do I fix this then? Something here is not lining up. It's pretty stinking close, but... I get like one... I don't know. Is that even... Does that mean that this hasn't been... Look at the inaccuracy, man. What the heck? The inaccuracy between the symmetry tool is insane. I'd be better off just drawing it on my own at that point. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, yeah, that just means that copy and paste is better for this. Man, I find that insane. And that's really annoying too. I wish it would just like think about what it's highlighting real quick. Looks like it's not gonna be too big of a deal, so I can adjust her height after if need be. Okay. Okay, I might change the eyes later, but, clothes. What were we deciding? I literally cannot mirror anything with this. So, no symmetry tool. Off limits. Thinking he could have given her the outfit that she uses. Which I'm thinking it will be this one. Okay, I can use the symmetry tool for this part. Without a doubt, I can use the symmetry tool with this part. I can hide this part now, and then shoulders look a little bit off, but I'll go with that. I think her arms look a little bit too thick for being skinny and frail, as I previously described her. Make it flare out more though, because like that's how these sleeves work. Not to get entirely bunched up here, because that just makes it look like it's too tight. It's not. It's the complete opposite of that. Can make it fall more, which would definitely help sell the look. Even that doesn't look that bad, but I still want to change this part right here. There's something off. I think it's because this should be like a half portion. This part of the sleeve always goes up to a certain point, so let me just cut that off, and then yeah, like the half point. This is like the half point in the sleeve right here. A little bit of a wrinkle there is okay. But I think if I have much else, it's gonna be too much. Could have also just drawn her in the maid outfit. Like the maidservant outfit. So that's what the twins are wearing. This is a uniform. But the thing is, like, she's not like she's a prodigy, and the Sea King essentially treats her as his younger sister. So she gets to learn a lot of the stuff that they teach in the Sea Kingdom. So I'm gonna have a lot of fish people to draw. It's gonna be a lot of fun actually, because like I feel like I haven't seen too much of that in anime. I could be wrong, but I feel like I haven't seen too much of it. Like, I don't think I've seen an axolotl anime character yet, so I thought it'd be fun to draw one, and that's when the twins came through. They came up in such an unexpected way, too, so I wasn't expecting to, like, to end up liking them so much for the story. They're actually a lot of fun to draw, too. Is the band part. I want it to be like a really pretty, flowy skirt. She kind of grows up with this kind of outfit, and she ends up retailoring it. Or rather, recreating the outfit when she's older. Thinking that she'll redo it with her own spin on it. Like this part is kind of like to make it more like a work outfit. I might just remove that from this one. Like it's too much. I feel like that'd be really annoying to wear too. Like especially if I were younger and had to wear this specific outfit. I feel like it'd be really, really tight. So I shouldn't put that part on there. You know, some kids can be a little bit picky about what they wear too, so I feel like something that tight, especially around the shoulders right there, would probably be annoying. So possibly when she grows older, she'll retailor that part as part of the original design. I think I'm gonna move that part down a little bit and then I don't know if the crease would be this way or this way actually. So it's really hard. Usually there's like this little shirt crease from going from the torso to the sleeve. I don't know how it would work with this shirt because like there's specifically a cinch spot like right here on the I want to call them pauldrons, but just the shoulder spot. Oh, that's right. The outfit opens up right here. Just barely. I think she had another gem right here, but I'm not gonna overdo it because it's. And there's already a gem on the. I don't know how to say it. Java or Jabo, which is this neck thing. Jabot. I don't know how to exactly say it. But it's nice to know what it's called, especially when I need to look up references and stuff. So before I had to look up some stuff, but now I can draw them pretty simply. I like that there's like so many different variants though of this neck thing. There's so many different ways you can wear them. Rather the design, I mean. Like there are ones that go like... I think I was trying to do one for these two, where it gets a little bit smaller at the last layer, like more inward, squished inward. And then some of them just go more like a waterfall, like this. I think the design makes it look really nice, like the vintage style. It's really nice too. I think people call it vintage these days, but it's I feel like it wasn't that long ago that people were using those. In fact, people still use them to this day. There we go. Yeah, it's hard to see what's going on though, so let me turn this thing off. Oh, much better. It's crazy to see how long you can work with visual impairments. Trimming this part away. think this part doesn't look right. Right here. Not sure what about it doesn't look right. Something doesn't. I think it should be falling kind of like behind her. Need to make this part more clear as well. Ah, that's what it is. Something like that? No, something's off still. No, that looks cursed. What is wrong with that? Shouldn't look like that either. Right there. Let me erase everything but the hand here in this vicinity. I'm cringing, please. Oh, yes. This was the hip, which I apparently never erased. So I drew this over, as you can see. Fix this messed up part. There. Looks messed up again because it's like somehow indenting I'm not planning on putting an indent. It looks like it's dented outwards, which is really weird. It's like messing with my brain. What the heck? Oh, it's because of that part. Okay, I see. It's still really weird how it does that weird optical illusion. I just keep it more like that and then. Here. These are not high heels, no. This is just the back part. Need to fix this part though. Yeah, like that more, I guess. Right here. Something still looks off about it, but I can't tell if it's the right one or the left one. Might be this one, because I feel like her feet would be a little bit smaller or more petite, considering her size. Okay, that looks at least better there, but I think feet would probably be a little bit smaller, because even their feet look pretty small. But to fix that, it's a little bit of a mess. Essentially, I have to... How is this gonna work? So take the entire leg and move it down. A little bit better now. A little bit better, but it's still... There's still something up with it, but I can't figure out what. Maybe when I come back to it later, I'll figure it out. I like the knee lines up better now. Oh, that's good. It's nice to be able to use the eraser again, rather than the lasso tool. Now, if I had to say which one I preferred, it'd probably be the lasso tool in general. Because the lasso tool, you can do a lot with it. Meanwhile, the eraser is just an eraser. You can erase with the lasso tool, too. It's just not as convenient. There we go. Much better. Just took some... not focusing on that part to make it look better. This is the special royal outfit she gets from Sea King. I feel like she should get to work at the palace for a little bit, honestly. But it's whether she gets a uniform or not that I'm considering. Okay, we're almost done. I think I said that a lot on stream the other, just yesterday, but I really mean it when I say that. I think I'm gonna do the hair on a different layer. Oh, I should have done this real quick. There we go. Almost, but not quite. There we go. Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay, well. I want to make sure I can get the eyes right, too. They are this shape, but I feel like they should be smaller. Which means I need to remove a little bit from this angle as well. Is that part of... Yeah, it's part of her hair, okay. Which means I'm going to... Oh, no. I'm going to turn this layer off. Complete it up here. Then give the eye shine right here. There we go. Turn this back on, and then we're gonna complete this part that looks like blush when it's not. It's supposed to be the under eyelid. And that is Alfina. I believe we're done with that one then. Looks about right. Oh. I think there might be something I'm missing on the outfit itself. I think I might have had bands on the arms. Oh well, if there was, I could do that in a later outfit first. Oh, there, you know what? There was this too. Oh. Forgot to separate these two parts. I want to make it so that you can see more of it. Yeah, like that. Right there. Yes, that. There we go. Right here. There we go. Something right over here, I see. There we go. I can see I can, like, take some of this away. Do the mouth real quick. Okay, well, that's Alfina. Got the bangs part in the front, got the back of the hair, and you got the pigtails. Oh, and the body, and the clothes. I don't want her ankles to look too sharp. Like they're there, but I don't want them to be too sharp. Okay. Change this part just a little bit. Match the other leg a little bit better. I know I had to, I shrank the right one a little bit. So let me just make sure I do that with the left one some way, shape, or form. Okay, I think that's better. I don't know if I want it so thin right here, but... There. Just right. I don't know if I'll make her any bigger or smaller. I know towards the beginning I was saying, like, yeah, I want her to be a little bit taller. Because of the discrepancy between Axel and Alfie. I don't think it's that big of a difference, but we could try now that we don't need this one thing. I think even just a little bit taller would be nice. Like the inch before. There we go. Alrighty. Let's put her into her own folder now. What do we call the other ones? Finished. Forgot to say height after snow. The height. Leg positioning is a little bit interesting. And I guess if her hips are like this, then it makes sense. Alrighty, that means we can close this up and then move this down to finished. There we go. Let's change these real quick. Move Alfie over here. She was essentially stepping on the solid line for her height. Here. Makes me want to touch up what the twins look like a little bit too. At least their face, I feel like. Hmm. Let me see where they are real quick. Because they were also touching that line. Let's move them over here real quick. And then we'll have Alfie move over here. So I think I know who I'm going to be drawing next. So, you know, I could have them, like, float over the line, but I want them to be on the... Yeah, see? That's where I should be measuring. Right there. And then... I count that as touching now. There we go. I might fix the twins later too, but for now this is what we got. We got 4 characters drawn and ready to go. Let's see here. It's looking nice so far. We've actually made really quick progress on this, so I'm really happy for that. I'd like to thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. I will probably work more on this off stream, probably tomorrow. Unless I just stream earlier tomorrow, which might be nice. But yeah, stay tuned, guys. Hope you all have a great night. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. This was art stream number 34 and day 152 of streaming every single day. See you guys in the next one. Later.